Bourbon Street Shots. Bourbon Street Shots. Bourbon Street Shots. Bourbon Street Shots.
With the OG Bayou Geek.
Bourbon Street Shots.
Mr. Fatty 316.
Bourbon Street Shots.
Come on, get your headphones and put on.
Bourbon Street Shots.
It's time for
Bourbon Street Shots.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulty. My mind's not all there right now. Yeah. Welcome to the Bayou Geeks, I would say, or Bourbon Street Shots. Not here for anything good, I can tell you that. If you can see it on the screen and read the psyops for the show, or it's just I'm not myself. I'm not Fatty 316 right now, guys. I'm Chris. I guess if you haven't heard, last night, and y'all bear with me, I'm doing this by myself, and I've never done anything solo. So, but the other guys are at work, and I guess as the leader or the captain of the ship, I felt like I needed to say something on our behalf because of what Kevin Castle's done for us. But if you haven't heard, I know the past 15, 16 hours has been crazy, especially for us podcast fans of Don Tony and Kevin Castle and Rustling Soup, that family. Yesterday that we lost Kevin Castle. One of the most nicest people I've ever met in my life. I can honestly say, I never ever met Kevin in person, but me and Kevin in the past 5 years came close. And it was just, I was a fan. Like most of us, all of us, we were all fans. But there was some of us Kevin actually connected with on a personal level. And I was fortunate to be one of them. I've heard some things. It sounds like, what I've heard on the Discord last night, which that was wild in itself because of everybody. I'm surprised Discord on Don Tony's and Russell didn't crash. Everybody was there. People, it was just nuts. And John Draper, Kevin's brother, kind of let us in on the details. It sounded like Kevin had a heart attack. That's what I'm gathering. On top of other health issues. I just wasn't ready for that last night. I think I was in shock. And I actually just went to bed. Like, when bad things happen that most of us do, just go to bed. And it didn't really hit me to this morning because the first thing I did, and I know probably if John was here or Kevin was here, they'd probably, yell at me for this one. But I wake up every morning, I go have my cigarette, my coffee. And the first thing I did was grab my cigarette, then screw the coffee and put on the Discord. I had to hear it again. Or the Patreon. It was on Patreon this morning, and listened to it all over again. And that's when it really hit me that we lost Kevin Castle yesterday. I don't have the words to say what he actually done for me. I mean, I could sit in here and tell you now that any of you listening to the show right now wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Kevin Castle. I mean, I've said it plenty of times that the idea of the show's been around for 14, 15 years at least, but it was Kevin that really talked me into actually really doing it. And I always had doubts, even when I first started doing the show. And I was really insecure. And as y'all can see, I have a very, very bad lisp. I do. And I'm not naive to that fact. And like I tell everybody, it's ironic because when I talk and you hear the lisp, I don't hear it like normal people do. I hear it just like if it was just normal talk. And I was always nervous because I was teased when I was a kid about that. And Kevin was like, fuck it. Who cares? He's like, well, that's you. And and you have to look at it how I was looking as a fan. The Kevin Castle was like, to me, a big time podcaster compared to me. I mean, I'm just nobody. I'm just a fan. And he 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 really pushed me, and he was our first when I was doing it with the Red Beer. When we were just on audio, he was our first guest. He's like, I'll be your first guest, and he kept his word and came on many times. After that, uh, Kevin, I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, but Kevin, our show, the Bayou Geeks, on my birthday this year in January was the only show he guest appeared on outside his own shows with, of course, Mitch and Don Tony, and his soul, the Castle Chronicles. And I know it's the first. I know it's the first in a long time because he even said it that night. He was like, I haven't been on another show in a while. But I mean, if it is, I feel honored that we were, the last show. I wish he was here to do more shows. I mean, because Kevin was just a good dude. I mean, we're nobodies compared to Kevin. I mean, Kevin, made the Rolling Stone. I mean, hell, with all the millions of podcasts in the world, and you making a Rolling Stone's top podcast list for wrestling. I mean, that's an accomplishment in itself. And we were nobodies, but Kevin would be like, "Oh, come on whenever you want, man. Just let me know. We can set something up." And I never had to ask twice for Kevin to come on, and he would, and he always did. It just didn't matter. And this year he's like, "Yeah, I'll be on for your birthday." And sure enough, and we joke. I think Kevin was on for a good 45 minutes to an hour. We joked about, age and him going back to the Don Tony show because that was the first time he was on our show since then. And we were joking about that. How the fall, the original Fallout. I mean, anybody follows that news, what happened there. And he's just a good all around dude. I knew what was going on with him 6 weeks ago. Me and him talked, and I told him because Shot of Brandy of the Bayou Geeks is a registered nurse, and I was like, well, Brandy's a nurse. If you ever, if something's wrong and you just want to ask somebody, hit me up. And he's like, oh, cool, thank you, man. And he's like, as soon as I feel better, we'll do something again. I'll come back on. I'm like, cool, And that was pretty much the last time I think I texted him a couple weeks ago. I haven't looked. I probably won't look again. I'll probably just delete it. I was telling anyone who watches the show knows Chris Matthews. I was telling Chris today, it's like it's gonna be crazy because I'm gonna miss Kevin's voice. That's all we knew him by was his voice. And this picture here and maybe a couple other we seen of Kevin. That was it. But then again, you didn't have to see the guy. That's what he'd always tell me about video. I'm like, why you never do video? I'm not a teenage girl. I don't need to do video. That's exactly what he told me. I'm like, okay, whatever. And I understand where he was coming from too. I mean, you don't want to do it. I don't do it all the time anymore. If y'all notice that, who watches the show, haven't been on video in a while. Sometimes you just do your best stuff when you're not on video. But my heart goes out to the Scudato family. I mean, John, I know John. I had never met none of the other brothers, but I mean, sounds like they came from good background. And my prayers go out to them and their family. I listened to John last night on the Discord, and I mean, I can hear it in John's voice that we were hearing things. I mean, I don't know how much of y'all heard, but John was saying some things that we didn't know. Especially about Kevin's health, and you could hear the anger in John's voice. And I know that I know where that's coming from because I've been there before. Just like I've been there with somebody like that before, where you just love them so much, you just want them to. No, we got someone coming in. How dare he interrupt my stream? Maybe not. But if Maximus comes in, that's fine. But where was I? Oh, Discord. John, it was a love-hate thing. He loved his brother so much. He hated the shit he did. And I get that. And you just want the best. And I'm not real quick, I'm not ignoring chat. I'm looking at y'all. I want to thank y'all for coming in and listening. We got Maximus. We got the sitting on your chair. That's Dirk. We had Rick K. Thanks, Rick. Marquise John, Danny. Thank y'all for coming in. There's Maximus once, but twice. I don't know what the hell he's doing. You're running my stream. But like I said, John, I was always hoping they would do a show together. It would have been great. John and Kevin. I think it would have been a great show. But I'll try to reach out to John eventually in time. I don't want to do it right now. This is their time, their grieving time. I don't know if John's going to be on Spitball this week. He may. I mean, dude, you're frozen on stream. You got to go. He may not be. I understand. The Don Tony thing. I listen to Don Tony, and you could tell Don Tony's really broken up about it. I know they had their issues. Hell, I've had issues with people for years, and when you see them, it's like a whole new thing. Yeah, I wish they would. I wish they would have met. I know that was an issue with them. Kevin, I'll say it now. Kevin told me it was. He told me, he wanted to finally meet Don Tony. This is after the first split or the split. He told me this. And I was shocked when he told me that they never met. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, all them years, y'all live in New York together. And he's like, no, it's never happened. I'm like, wow. This Friday, we're going to have a special show. It's going to be a tribute show to Kevin Castle. We're going to have, it's going to all be about Kevin Castle. We're going to actually do it later than we usually do in honor of Kevin Castle because, to us, Kevin Castle shows were late for us. And so we're going to do a late one for Kevin. We'll throw some invites out to people if they want to come on. Just to, say a memory or talk about Kevin. I'll keep that open. Anyone listening, if you got me on Facebook or in the comments, say something. You want to come on? We'll discuss it. No promises, but we'll discuss it. It's just been a rough day, man. It's amazing. A man I've never met in person had that much effect on my life where, I've literally just been broken up all day about it. And that's the power of some people. It's amazing that the inspiration and just the touch people can have on you from so far away, just by their words and what they do it's something else. It's the human spirit. I was fortunate enough. I'll show it on Friday because I'm going to come back on camera on Friday out of respect for, I'm going to come on camera. I'm not going to be behind it, especially this Friday. I can't. I won't do that. I'm going to be on camera. And I actually got something Kevin sent me, and I'll show y'all. And it's funny, and I'll tell a story about it. I was actually going to send it back to him, but now I ain't gonna be able to. But it just means that much more now that I have it. I think we'll just touch more up. I didn't plan on staying on here for a long time. I mean, like I said, guys, I'm not used to doing something solo, and if I ever do something solo and give it a chance, it's not something like this I want to do. Because, this was a friend, and it's like giving a eulogy, which I've unfortunately had to give for my best friend many years ago. And it just is something I don't like having to do. But today, just since where I'm doing it, it just felt right because of who it is and what he's done for me and many other people. And not only helped me with this show, but it opened up a floodgate of new people I've met and new friends I've gotten, like John and Shyneen, and there's Maximus. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you now, bro. The internet's crappy out here. I'm over here on the lake. I'm working. Everybody gets to see Gary at work right now because I got my glasses on and shit. They don't see this side of me. But yeah, bro. I just wanted to hop on real quick, bro, and to say, sorry for your loss, bro. He was a friend of the show. I know he's a good friend of yours. We talked about it a lot today, already this morning. It sucks, man. I only got to meet him a couple of times, and man, fuck, man, it just hurt, bro. I knew something was bad yesterday when Derek, aka Dirk, put that in the group chat,
Oh
and I was
no,
like, "What the hell?"
it's that sealed now. It's Derek for now on. It is Derek.
What's your name?
Yeah, so yeah, that sealed the deal. If anyone Dirk, our co-host, when Kevin would come on, for some strange reason, always called Dirk Derek. And we're like, Derek. And we just never said nothing. So actually the last time he came on, Kevin got off and we're like, so for now on, you're Derek. So yeah, Dirk is forever Derek now.
Yeah, bro.
What do you do? What you doing?
What am I doing? Huh? I don't know what's going on, bro. I'm on my phone. Remember, this is a new phone.
You're messing up my stream, yo.
Oh, my bad.
There we go.
There you go.
No, I'm not gonna be on much longer, man. I just, I figured out of respect for Kevin, I had to come on here and say something on behalf of me and especially the show, because a lot of this, this is a part of him that he helped kind of create, with his words and inspiration, man.
Yeah, I know, bro. It's a sad day for us.
And Kevin used to promote us too. I mean, so early on, Kevin used to promote us.
Yeah, I know that was crazy. That was nuts. I was like, why is he's promoting us? We're like a nobody podcast, bro. And I'm a second host, bro. You're going through hosts like crazy. What's going on? Is this a sign to come? I got to be careful being friends with you.
Yeah, Friday. We'll talk more about like when the first time I talked to Kat. I mean, like how it all came about, I think I said it before, but you know what? I'm going to say it again,
Yeah, no, I hear you, bro. Yeah, all our thoughts and prayers with to all his family, all his friends, all the people that he touched. It's sad, bro, when somebody that young, and he was young, bro. Like, he was a little older than us, but he's still young. Like, he still had a lot of life left, and it's just sad, bro. It's sad. That's all it is, bro. There's just nothing to say. Nothing we can't really say that's gonna make anything feel better. This is just part of the process, unfortunately. But yeah,
Like
bro,
I
I
said,
just
I
wanted to
think
hop in real
we'll
quick.
talk. We're definitely going to talk more about what we heard on Discord because what I heard really bothers me now because it's like, damn, I wish I would have known. You know, because I'm not going to get into it, but I know, especially when it comes to like Kevin being by himself, I know that feeling because I'm at that age where I'm starting to get that feeling when it's like, this this is better than going outside and shit like that, you know.
Hey,
And I'm
bro.
not gonna sit here and lie to you. It's starting to get like I don't need to go out in the world no more. I'm fine where I'm at.
Hey, look, bro. I tell you all the time. Me and Chrissy don't go nowhere. Not no more. Especially since we stopped drinking. Like, there's no reason to go. Why
Well,
am I go out?
I don't think I think it's more of the being by yourself, not when you're with somebody. It's a little different. I think it's when it's just a conclusion from anybody outside of your pet, you know. Because I know Kevin had a cat, which you know Kevin's the one that taught me into getting a cat.
So I didn't
So
realize that. Oh shit! I didn't know he was the reason you got a cat. I thought
yeah,
you just got a cat because there was 17 stray cats in your neighborhood. So
no. Actually, that's a different story. Actually, that's a long story. It has to do with the rabbit too. So
oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll get into that shit on Friday.
yeah,
Um,
the beef we had over that damn rabbit. Over yeah. So yeah, it's a long story, but I'll get into it more on Friday. Like I said, I didn't want to. I was just trying to pay my respects and show Kevin some
yeah,
love, man, because I feel like he would have done it for us.
yeah, most definitely. I'm pretty sure he would have, and yeah, bro. But yeah, bro. I just wanted to hop on real quick. I seen you were on, and you were gonna be on, but I was, I'm working, running around, scrubbing pools and whatnot. So, but I just wanted to hop on real quick, just to kind of like say what's up. But yeah, bro. Let me get going.
And
Um,
shout out for everybody who was watching us too.
yeah, yeah. All the people that are on here right now. Hey, make sure you don't forget like and subscribe. Rate,
Man,
review,
that ain't that
podcast.
type of show, bro. That ain't that type of show. They
You
don't
gotta
have
make it
to.
that type of show,
They
bro.
don't have to
You always
worry
gotta
about
do
that.
that, bro.
That right now, they don't have to worry about that. I'm just
Uh,
thanks for coming and listening to it. That's all I'm happy for. You don't have to like or subscribe. Just thanks for listening for this one anyway. Now Friday, but no Friday, y'all. Yeah, come make sure y'all check back with us because on Friday because it's going to be all about Kevin Castle and we're going to have everybody on deck. I mean, outside a couple people, but everybody's going to main people all hands on deck.
yeah, most stuff. So that means we get a little mic on. We gonna get Mike D.
No. Like I said, a couple people. That's outside of Mike. Yeah, it's not. Well, if I'm Mike didn't know Kevin, so it's not like. I mean,
No, no.
and Brandy has to work, but I'm sure Brandy because he used to shout Brandy out.
Oh, that's what's up.
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't know
back
that.
in the day. This is when we were like. This is before we even had a show. Oh no. I didn't. Did I have the show yet? It may have
Mm.
been in the early days. He was shout on Brandy on Kevin Castle Chronicles and shit. Because we wouldn't have cat food. Like I said, we'll get into it more all on Friday. It really takes. It's all about how I met Kevin, so it kind of all kinds of go together.
That's what's up, bro. All right, bro. Well, let me get out of here. You go wrap it up.
Yeah, I'll wrap it up. But yeah, thanks for jumping on though.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. I was gonna try to. Once you told me you were going live, I was like, all right, I gotta see when I stop somewhere. And of course, I stopped over here by the lake, and it's fucking internet shitty. And finally, it came back on. So that's what's up. So, but I'm out of here, bro.
All right,
Maximus
man.
4G. Maximus G420. I can't even say my own name. Look, I'm doing your thing now. Jesus Christ, got me all rattled, getting all serious and shit. I like being funny. I'm a big funny guy.
All right.
Later, bro.
Later. Well, Maximus G420 people. That's Mojo. Mojo, you in here? I might as well tell you if you want a link for Friday night, you're more than welcome. You were one of the people I was going to send it out to. After the huddle, hey, Jared. Hey, how you doing, Jared? Thanks for joining us for this. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Or I mean, like I said, this wasn't a show. This was just something I think I wanted to say on behalf of myself and the other guys and everybody that has to do with this show. Just Kevin Castle, great guy. I hope he rests in peace. I want to thank him for everything he did for me. I mean, he was a real friend. He really was. And like I said, never met the man in person, but he was a real friend. I could tell. So rest in peace, Kevin. I love you, my brother. And we will see y'all. Y'all come back for Friday night. It'll be 8 o'clock our time here in Central Time Zone. Thanks for joining us or joining me. And y'all have a good afternoon.